but it made me think about the term Hall of Fame. Why is it called a Hall of Fame? I'm not talking about just the pro football, basketball, baseball, rock and roll. There's a million different Hall of Fames. Like every city has one. There's a million Hall of Fames out there. But why is it called a Hall of Fame? It's not about being famous. Like, so why is it called a Hall of Fame? When you think about the Hall of Fame for football, offensive linemen most likely aren't famous, right? But they were great at what they did, so they become Hall of Famers. But it's not about being famous. If it's a Hall of Fame, anybody could be famous, especially today. Like if there's a Hall of Fame today for famous people, you would have the chick off of Instagram who got famous for licking a toilet seat at the airport.
Oh,
Like that would be the that
that?
would be the that would be the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame should have never been called that. And I tried to look it up and see why it's called the Hall of Fame, and I couldn't get like a real answer on that. All I saw was that the first one in America was the Hall of Fame for Great Americans.
Who's
The
in
name is too
there?
long. It could have just been called the Hall of Great Americans. And this is where great Americans are celebrated, and this is where the museum is. But it's called the Hall of Fame for Great Americans. Not all those great Americans are famous. The term Hall of Fame doesn't make any sense. It should be the Hall of Excellence or the Hall of Greatness, the Hall of the Great Ones, the Hall of Perfection, something like that, something to that extent. But now that's called the Hall of Fame. You can have arguments for people who have famous moments but weren't great, like Eli Manning. He had two
Oh,
of the most famous moments
oh my
in
God.
NFL history, but was never a consistently great quarterback. And because it's called the Hall of Fame, everybody's like, he got to get in. He beat the most famous quarterback twice. He has to get in the Hall of Fame. If it was called the Hall of Greatness or the Hall of Excellence, I don't think we have this argument. So the Hall of Fame, every Hall of Fame should change its name to the Hall of Excellence, the Hall of Greatness, or something to that extent. Am I crazy?